Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, I spent 3 days searching through the city and county archives for anyone who had lived at number 44. Except for the deaths listed in the death records, I found one name that stood out because ... There was no date of death. The records clearly stated that she had moved into number 44 in June 1963, and that she had left the house exactly 1 week later and had disappeared. No one knew how she had left, nor was there any record of her moving, or contact from relatives. Her name was Eleanor Burke. Eleanor was then about 36 years old, a widowed elementary school teacher with no children. According to the records, she had no mental illness or criminal record. But since moving into number 44, she had gone to the local police station twice to report being followed and strange phenomena in the house. However, due to lack of evidence, the police did not accept the case as a formal investigation. But what made me shiver was a detail in the internal notes that was not made public on the last night Eleanor stayed at the neighbor's house. She heard screaming for 5 minutes, accompanied by banging on the door and breaking glass. But when they ran over, the house was completely silent. The next morning, the house was empty. No one was inside. The door was locked. There was no sign of a break-in or escape. The furniture was intact. Only one thing was lying in the middle of the living room table. Lay tape and a handwritten note. I found a copy of the recording in the police department's archives. It was a 4-minute long clip of a woman's voice speaking steadily and clearly. If anyone hears this recording, believe me, this house is not only haunted, it is alive. It sees, it feels, and it chooses the right person to complete what person started. I do not belong to it. I am not enough to complete the loop. But if you read this, you are the last person here. The tape cuts off. He sat there listening silently, listening to the recording in the living room where Eleanor had left her last words. It felt like the voice was still echoing through the walls. So I thought of the handwriting on the paper that someone had photographed and saved for the records. I compared it to the letter I had received a few nights before. They were perfectly similar. I couldn't understand. Did Eleanor never leave the house? Did she survive and was pulled in as part of that summoning ritual? Or ... Did she become the doorkeeper? Until I showed up that night, I didn't turn on the lights, didn't record or film. I just sat in the dark listening. I hoped Eleanor, if she still existed on some level of the soul, would appear and tell me the truth. 3 in the morning, I heard soft footsteps coming down the stairs to the kitchen. A soft female voice sounded as if from far away. Daniel, you know, right? I didn't answer. My heart was pounding so hard it made me suffocate. The voice continued. If you don't leave, the loop will close. Agune asked who she was. Sir. Long silence, followed by one last echo. Had my chance, but I hesitated. Don't be like May. Turned on the light and rushed into the hallway. There was no one. I ran down to the kitchen, checking every window was still locked from the inside, but I knew the voice wasn't from this world. I went back to the living room. The light flickered one last time, then went out. In the darkness, I heard a small, sad laugh, and I realized Eleanor hadn't disappeared. She had just moved to another dimension, a part of the house waiting for me to do what she didn't dare watch. The next episode to see what happened when I first saw myself sitting in the living room from the security camera while I was still on the 2nd floor.